So for the next batch of articles, the moment this broke on the timeline, about 20,000, 100 million niggas tagged me. I said, thank you. I love the community. Shout out to the community. If you're not familiar, here on this stream, I wage war against the gaming antichrist known as PS4 port beggars. PS4 niggas, AKA port beggars. If you don't know my stance on PS4 niggas, I'm not talking about people who enjoy retro gaming. Because that's what the PS4 is, a retro console, 10 years or older. If you just enjoy retro gaming and you're minding your business, that's fine. I'm not talking about you. I have a deep-seated hatred for PS4 port beggars. People who in 2026 and beyond are asking for games that are coming out this year, next year, and beyond on the PS4 because they feel like it can run. Which is crazy too, because Ubisoft got in a lot of trouble back in 2014 for something called console parity. For those unaware, where the Ubisoft hatred originally started was when they revealed Watch Dogs, the amazing graphics. The problem was they showed the PC version. When it came time to optimize for the PS4 and the Xbox One, they found that it couldn't handle it, so they had to scale back the graphics. And where they fucked up is they didn't let the consumer know. They tried to hide it. So I feel like if you've been paying attention to this gaming shit, you should know hardware has limitations. But for some reason, PS4 niggas think that games made in 2026 and beyond should run on their console that came out in 2013. That's why it warmed my heart last year when the Battlefield 6 developers came out and straight up said, the reason why Battlefield 6 graphics are so crispy while the destruction is so amazing is because we didn't have to make it for the PS4. But every day, these PS poors get on the timeline, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, IG, YouTube, my stream, trying to make us feel bad because they're chronically unemployed. Listen, I understand the PS5 was hard to get. It was hard for me to get when it first came out during COVID. They was scalping that shit. That don't got nothing to do with the last 3 or 4 years. Them bitches is readily available. And I don't want to hear this shit about how, they're letting people off now. Trump just gotten off his last year. That nigga just started fucking up the economy. So where were you the last 3 years? I'll tell you where you were. Unemployed. Unemployed, hobo, sexual, not homo, hobo, H-O-B-O, homeless, fucking, for survival. You know the homeboy that couch surf from house to house, fucking aunties, with his PS4 tucked under his arm? Yeah, baby, come on through, I'll get you something to eat. Just bring your stuff. This nigga show up to his door, holes in the all in the clothes, looking like Kanye West, with a PS4 tucked under his fucking arm. You pull up to the old MILF's house, the old auntie, baby, that's all you got? That's all your stuff? Yeah, that's all my stuff. Stop questioning it. Aunties, cougars, stop questioning it. That's all they got is a PS4. Now, when I first started waging war against the PS4 niggas, people felt like I was insensitive. That was like 2 years ago. But in 2026, I'm starting to see a storm brewing. I'm starting to see a storm brewing. A storm that I welcome. A storm that I'm willing to sit in the middle of. It started off as a one-man army, me, nigga, by myself, solo, with my sword, like Mel Gibson, ready to take on an army of broke, dusty, ignorant ass PS4 niggas. But I took a step back and I started preaching the gospel. I said, instead of doing this by myself, I'm gonna raise an army. So I started preaching the gospel here and there. And slowly but surely, there was a little resistance. People started joining the movement. We're tired of you PS4 niggas on social media port begging, holding back our games because you are the reason that they are that way. You say you don't see a difference. It's because the developers are artists. with their arm tied behind their back. With one arm, they're painting. They need both arms to paint, and they can't do that if you're on the PS4. It's gotten to the point where even Sony is tired of you niggas. Hardcore gamers are tired of you niggas. Game developers are tired of you niggas. And Sony is tired of you niggas. They didn't even release a statement to the press. They sent it straight to your PS4 and it's going viral. These niggas sending out messages that say, whether you're catching up with hits from 2025 like Expedition 33, Arc Raiders, and Ghost of Yote, or getting ready for the most anticipated games of 2026, including Sorrows, First Light, Neo 3, and more, now's the perfect time to upgrade to a PS5 console. Scan the QR. This is where y'all fucked up. You think a PS4 nigga know how to scan a QR code? Them niggas is on that goddamn motherfucking. I don't know how to do that shit. It's gotten to the point where Sony is sending messages directly to PS. This is fucking funny. I'm here to let everybody know the war's over. I won. And when eventually all these broke ass, bitch ass, ignorant ass niggas upgrade to their shit, you remember who started this shit. You remember who flamed the battles, who was beating on the drums, first in line. I took a lot of bullets. A lot of people telling me, who cares? Who cares? Another man worried about what another man playing on. Even Sony's telling you. Sony is telling you, dear PS4 niggas, stop riding horses. We invented a car. Stop lighting that candle. Light bulbs are only $5 a pack. You don't have to walk from Mississippi to Alabama anymore. I don't know why you'd be down there anyway. You can catch a plane. We invented planes. Embrace technology. Society is supposed to move forward, not back. GTA 5 came out in 2013 for the Xbox 360, for the PS3. PS4 niggas are playing, they're playing on an old ass game on an old ass console. That should be the tagline. Since the GTA 5 came out on the PS3, the tagline for PS4 niggas should be, I'm a PS4 nigga. Older console, even older game. I don't want to hear nothing about what you can't afford. Get a fucking job. I'm done. I'm fucking done, Chet. This is a real story, by the way. Rise up, gamers. It's just not funny now, is it? It's just not funny. Let me clap myself up. Don't tell me. I was never wrong. I was just 10 steps ahead of you niggas, bruh. So now that we have not just hardcore gamers like myself saying things, jokes aside, we have game developers complaining about PS4 niggas. Now we have even console manufacturers complaining. I hope we have a better understanding that, yeah, I understand I could be facetious and get some jokes off sometimes, but I am being 100% honest in saying, if you genuinely don't see a difference between the PS4 and the 5, and you haven't upgraded, you are the problem. The developers cannot take advantage fully of hardware if they have to constantly, like, imagine, and this is where I'm gonna leave it. Imagine you right now in high school watching this. You want to go to college to be a game developer. You go to Full Sail. No, don't go to Full Sail. You go to college, a big school, to become a game developer. You learn how to program, right? You do 4 years and you finally get a job at a big game studio, or you open your own studio. No, a big game studio, because it's your first job, right? Before you go form your own studio. You finally get a job at like Activision or something like that. And you find out that your game that you're developing has to be optimized for the PS4, but it also has to be optimized for the PC. You're asking a lot, because on one end, you're pushing boundaries, and on the other end, you're just trying to get it to run without blowing up a fucking house. This is not fun for everybody, bro, okay? So the solution is to just upgrade, okay? It's very fascinating that some of you guys upgrade your Android, some of you guys upgrade your Android and your iPhone every year for no fucking reason. But when it comes to the game console that actually needs to be upgraded, you won't. And that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. What if I got a job at Ubisoft? Nigga, what? What the fuck is wrong with you? Can't the publishers just man up and starve them out? See, well, and this is where I say I'm not going to put this on the gamers, because you're right. Couldn't the publishers just man up and only make games for PS5 and Xbox Series and PC? You're correct. The problem is we're talking about capitalism. See? So we have a nasty mishmash of capitalism and PS4 port beggars ruining everything, which is interesting because it's actually on the opposite ends of the spectrums. If you think about it, it's like yin and yang, right? So on the capitalism side, what I mean is that the reason they keep developing for the PS4 is they want the money. They know that, all right, they won't save up to get a PS5, so let's just try to find a way to put it on the PS. Even if it runs at 15 frames, these niggas don't care. Let's make an extra dollar. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, they're trying to appease the rich, and then on the lower end of the spectrum, they're trying to appease the poor, basically. So us stuck in the middle. This is a gaming example of what it means to be cursed when you're actually intelligent. To be intelligent is to be cursed sometimes, because you're stuck in the middle of just arguing with people on other sides of the spectrum that are completely fucking stupid. It's a win-win for them. It's a win-win for them, and that's why I said be a good consumer. Jesus Christ, if you want things to get better, you need to be better. Yeah, you curse with knowledge. Is it Xbox still supporting the Xbone? Not to the same degree. The reason I don't really get on Xbox One players like that is because, like, I'm not saying there aren't port beggars on the Xbox One, but it's not to the extent of the PS4. We got to be 100% honest, chat. I don't have any hard set data, but if I had to argue, for every PS4 port beggar, there's maybe one Xbox One, and they're not like super loud. But the PS4 niggas, them niggas is loud and wrong, and I'm sick of this shit, bro. But I'm glad that people are starting to join my crusade and smacking these niggas up. Even Sony, bro. Keep fighting a good fight, man. Shout out to Zuby Tech for posting this and helping me push my agenda. Moving on to my next story. There wasn't a report about 100 million people on the Xbox One. That's why PS4 niggas are getting cooked. Yeah, there wasn't a report of that. It's like 50 people on the Xbox One. High likelihood that the PlayStation 6 will launch after 2028, according to a new analyst. So this is like the third article. I'm gonna go ahead and say the delay for the PS6 is all but confirmed. It's all but confirmed. I'm leaning towards 80 to 90% chance this is gonna happen. With the RAM issues, GPU issues, this shouldn't surprise anybody. A recent analyst report has suggested that Sony may push the launch for the PlayStation 6 beyond 2028 and lengthen the PS5's life cycle ahead of Sony's third quarter financial report for February 5th, 2026. David Gibson, senior analyst at MST International, who focuses on game and tech companies, published a Japanese language report giving insights into Sony's group's current performance and potential next moves. According to Gibson, Sony's earnings for the third quarter are expected to exceed forecasts, meaning they're making money still. Translation: people are buying PS5s or the Pro, with strong sales for the first and third party games driving growth. Also, he had noted that the game and network series, including PSN subscriptions, are set to remain strong. Q3 sales are predicted to total around 1.8 trillion yen, approximately 11 billion, with operating costs at 160 billion. So it's a combination of there are RAM and GPU issues, but also the PS5 is still making them a shit ton of money because a lot of people still haven't upgraded. And you know what? I'm okay with this. Like, it doesn't bother me if they're delaying this. For the simple fact that, like, I don't think we've seen the full power of the PS5 yet. We haven't seen things pushed to because there's still a large PS4 player base. So, like, I'm okay with this. It doesn't bother me. What do y'all think? I gave you proof I survived ice bags on the PS4 Pro. It took me 5 years and I got the PS5 Slim. I got my job. Get a job. Shout out to you, man. My thing with like PS4 port beggars is like, at what point, like, somebody responded to, because I made a joke responding to the Sony thing, and somebody responded to me and said, I don't got a PS5 because I'm broke. And I'm like, at what point, because at the end of the day, I can't stress this enough, guys. Gaming is a luxury, right? It's a rich man's hobby. Upper middle class, right? Like, you don't need video games to survive. You need water, food, shelter. After that, everything else. At what point do you sit down and evaluate yourself and say, man, maybe I need to work on myself and I shouldn't be playing games, you know? When I wasn't doing this full time and I was just a teacher, I was kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't say I bought, because the average gamer buys 1 to 2 games a year. I would say I would buy like 3 to 4 games a year when I was a teacher, because I had to budget. So like, I completely understand, but like, I also understood I need to get on my hustle so that I can afford those things. Like, at what point do you get up off your ass and say, maybe I need to do something to achieve what I want? Like, nobody's coming to give you a PS5. And if you think that, nigga, but you do not need a PS5 to survive, guys. You do not need it. That shit's annoying acting like that. Shout out to Bruce Leroy with the sub. Appreciate it. That requires critical thinking, self-awareness type shit. Is the PS5 Pro worth it? In my opinion, I have one. You get some extra frames here and there. Is it worth the extra $200? No, because keep in mind that every developer has to make sure the game runs on the PS5. And most of these PS5 games have performance modes. So, nah. If you can, sure. But then my pushback on the PS5 Pro is the price. If you can afford a $700 console, you can afford a $1,000 PC. So you might as well just go to PC. That's how I feel in terms of price to performance. What else I got for ya? PlayStation State of Play reportedly planned for February. Valentine's Day might not be the only event to get excited about in February, as Sony supposedly set to host a new PlayStation State of Play next month. Reliable leaker Nate the Hate 2 answered in the affirmative on Twitter when asked about the possibility. Intriguingly, this comes just mere days after stating he wasn't aware of any plans. Betting on a State of the Play in February isn't some long shot. Sony's going on 5 years in a row highlighting PS5's games during this month, dating back to 2021. So if this event becomes official, that would make it 6 years straight. As what was showcased, Marvel's Wolverine and Sorrow seem most likely, though Nate the Hate 2 didn't supply additional details. So don't be surprised if there's one in February. Not confirmed, just a rumor. I almost bought the PS5 Pro, but after researching, I ended up buying a PC. Yeah, my problem with the PS5 Pro is like the boost in performance to certain games is going to be mixed. Because for those unaware, with the PS5 Pro, from what I remember, they updated the RAM and the GPU, but they kept the CPU the same as a base PS5. So what that's going to do is it's going to give you a boost in performance for some games, but then other games it won't. Because some games are more CPU intensive and some games are more GPU intensive. So if the game is GPU intensive, it most likely the PS5 Pro is going to give a boost. But if it's CPU intensive, no. Now, what type of games are CPU intensive? I'd imagine a game like Fable that's coming out for Xbox and PS5, that'd probably be more CPU intensive because it has a bunch of NPCs with artificial intelligence that's gonna be dynamic. GPU would be more like textures and lighting and stuff like that. So when you have a weak CPU combined with a stronger GPU, it creates something called bottlenecking. That's why I'm not a super big fan of the PS5 Pro. And that's why I said if you're in that $700 price point, I think you should look into building a PC if it's still affordable. Because I don't know, the PS5 Pro might actually be better. I don't know what's going on with them parts. The PSSR is very weird and only optimized for certain games. See, and then they have the upscaling. He just said is weird too. Like I don't know, man. It's just weird because it can bottleneck in certain situations. So you're only going to see a performance boost in certain games. Versus I would want it. Now, if the PS5 Pro had a better CPU and a better GPU, then I'd be like, oh yeah, go for it. But like that's the problem with them Pro things. It can be hit or miss in terms of the boost in performance. I don't know what they expect on a port of an old console anyway. They hardly did that. I feel that. Dragon Dogma 2 was hard on the CPU. Yeah, because Dragon Dogma 2 had the fights were super dynamic with the AI that was CPU driven. So that's why it had bad performance on certain games. Do you think the Xbox Series X will be able to run GTA 6 at 60 FPS? We haven't seen any gameplay. I got to see the gameplay and see what the game actually looks like, but I feel like my gut's going to tell me no. If it does run at 60 FPS, it's going to be at a weird resolution. It's not going to be real 1080p. It's probably going to be some like 720p upscaled or like a weird resolution that's right below 1080p, like 950p or something, running 60 FPS. But because it's not that big of a difference, you won't see that big of a difference in like graphics or whatever. Yeah, 864p. They'll probably have to drop the resolution a little bit, and those are the trade-offs you get when it comes to console. So I think it's possible. It just depends on what's the resolution in comparison to the FPS. What else we got? There's also a rumored Nintendo Direct to be coming as soon as next week. New year, new Nintendo Direct. Nintendo usually likes to hold a big progression every February, and it appears that it's continuing the trend in 2026 as a proper Nintendo Direct could be coming as soon as next week. The rumor comes from prominent podcaster and YouTuber Nate the Hate, the dude we just referenced before, who says he heard from his sources that Nintendo Direct will be airing in the opening week of February, potentially Thursday, February 5th. So you heard it here. If there is one, it'll be on that week of February 5th. What will they announce? Hopefully some games that make me want to buy Switch. The Series X is more powerful than the PS5, so it should be the same for both. Actually, yeah, you know what? I don't because you're right. The Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS5, the base PS5. And I know Rockstar, from reports, their primary focus is developing for the PS5. So I'll tell you this much. If Rockstar comes out and confirms the base PS5 is 60 FPS, then the Xbox Series X should be. Because the Xbox Series X is more powerful. It should be. It's just we haven't seen anything because we don't know if this game's coming out. That's the biggest problem. Tell Rockstar to tell us something. I'm ready. I'm really on some copium for the next direct. I need them to show something to get me excited. I've never been so unexcited about a new game console in my fucking life, bro. There's still no reason to buy this damn Switch 2. We need to see some of that Blood Dust game. Or Dust Bloods. Anime Nerds is eating. We got some Sparking Zero news, and we got a new game. This past weekend, there was a Dragon Ball event. We got a bunch of announcements, including a remaster of one of the early sagas from Dragon Ball Super, the Beerus saga. I don't know why they remastered that. They also announced the Moro saga is getting animated for Dragon Ball Super. In case you missed that, they're calling it Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol, so it is back. I'm excited. I am excited about that. This had the internet on fire. Very rarely on the weekend do we get fire announcements, and I'm excited about that. Before we get to the new game, they announced some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC, like some new Gokus or something. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Let's see. Sparking Zero's back, chat. We back. Trailer on the fucking load. Woo! New Goku!
Yeah! Goes higher and higher!
The hate is real and I'm here for it.
I'm going all out! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Give me all you got.
I swear to God, I did not watch this trailer. The only thing, I didn't watch this or the other trailer. The only thing I knew was the Dragon Ball Super thing with Beerus and Moro coming. I was joking when I said new Goku. Now, it's Bardock. It's not Goku, but it's Goku. It's Goku's dad. Okay, new Goku confirmed. Let's go. Oh, Bardock's and this is fucking fun. Y'all excited for this? More Goku. Oh, they got Super Goku. Let's go.
Just die already.
Let's fucking go. Oh, shit. They got the Dragon Ball Piccolo, the old joy. Oh, shit. Like, you know, the funny part is like 90% of Dragon Ball fans don't even know who this is.
You limb from limb.
This might actually be fun. Behold, this is what the ultimate android looks like.
Super 19 or whatever his name is, 18?
Nowhere to run. Disappear!
I already told you, that's enough!
Got a little PyCon in there. Y'all getting super excited, but y'all ain't playing that. Y'all really gonna play Super Saiyan Bardock? Why? You know somebody just gonna play Blue Goku and Vegeta online. You gonna play PyCon? I like PyCon, but you gonna play him online? Not when that Blue Vegeta there. Not when Gogeta there. Y'all getting excited for some shit you gonna touch for 1 week and get right off this shit, bro. I'm gonna play this. So you said
I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
Hey, so shout out to y'all. But going back to this, the reason I'm actually excited about the show is that means there's a chance that we could see Nigga Frieza. Because if they're animating more of the manga, there's more to go after the Moro, right? After is it the Moro arc where we get Ultra Ego Vegeta? And then I know after that we get Nigga Frieza. Yeah, like so like to me that's what the more reason I'm excited. I want to see Nigga Frieza, bro. Black Air Force, bro. Black Air Force. After it, yes, the granola arc. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's the reason I'm excited. It just means the show is back. It's hope for more, basically. So I'm gonna be watching it. I'm hoping it performs well. I did like the Tournament of Power. I didn't like all of Super. I feel like Super got super. No pun intended. I feel like Super got super hyped just because Dragon Ball was back. But now that like almost 10 years has passed since the show came out, Super was just okay. It was just okay. Like I put it on par with like the Buu saga. I still think peak Dragon Ball is the Frieza and the Cell saga. Personally, the Frieza saga was the original Frieza. I feel like the original Frieza was legit a scary character. He's kind of turned into a comedian, but I feel like the Frieza's still the best. I know a lot of people's favorite is Cell, which, you know, I'm gonna respect your decision on that. But and the Buu saga had its moments, but as a whole, I don't think that saga was that great. I feel the same thing about Super. It has a lot of great moments, but as a whole, I don't think Super was that great. So I'm hoping that they improve, you know, on the animation, the writing, really adapt that manga, get it right. Yeah, Frieza was peak. When that nigga Vegeta died, I fucking damn near cried. I think I was like in high school. I was like, damn, that nigga going through it. Like I felt him. Like he really was he just had a wall up, bro. Nigga just had a wall up, bro. Cell Saga was lit too. And then I think, and it's crazy too. Vegeta, I think, had the best moment in the Buu saga too, because Vegeta's a great character. There's problems that I have about Dragon Ball, but Vegeta's a great fucking character. He had great character development, man. Like his character arc in the Buu saga, to me, what that represented is like progress is not linear. That was a man that was trying to do better, but he relapsed. Like I thought that was a great character arc that I feel like it got lost in translation because a lot of people just watch Dragon Ball for, you know, which is great. They're fighting superpowers, but there was actual character development there. That was some good shit. Chopped that little nigga in his neck and blew up. All right, anyways, I'm done talking about Dragon. I'm excited. I'm with y'all. Dragon Ball Super's back. I can't stand y'all sparking zeros, niggas, but I'm excited Super's back. I'm excited. Anyways, the one thing I was I don't want to say excited, but I'm watching it. I'm keeping my eye on it. A new Dragon Ball game was announced at the event as well, called Dragon Ball Project Age 1000. I'm pretty sure this is a placeholder. They don't know what to call the game yet. It's some type of new original game. First up, there's breaking news regarding the latest game in the works. It's official announcement of the new game called Project Age 1000. This title, which will be its official name, will give it an official name at a later date, has been in development for 6 or 7 years now, including the initial concept phase. It features a new, never before seen world and characters from Legend and series creator Akira Toriyama, who passed away in 2024. RIP to the GOAT. Toriyama Sensei has been heavily involved in Age 1000 project and its world building characters in many aspects. It's currently set for 2027. All right, let's check out this trailer. Bro, you're featured on YouTube right now? I know, I'm probably featured on your browse page. I wish I was featured on YouTube. A new journey. Motion Man. Mr. Akira, his last hurrah. Capsule Corp, so it's definitely in the Dragon Ball universe. We got the sand shoes. Why my man got a 2013 Bieber cut though? New game project. He said never say never ass cut. So it's showing all the different Dragon Ball characters right here. I'm not feeling the character design. Well, the beauty of it is they only showed one character. We virtually don't know anything yet. So maybe it's just that one. I'm indifferent about the character design. He is a Saiyan. So one or two things is happening here. Because he's a Saiyan, he is either a descendant of Goku or Vegeta. We know that much. So he could be a kid of Gohan, or could be a kid of Trunks, or like Goten or some shit like that. Or it could be some alternate universe shit. Maybe it's a Saiyan from a different universe. Probably that, actually. It's easier to tell a story. You said Super Saiyan Jalen. I haven't heard that name in forever. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, Broly. You're right. I forgot about Broly. Yeah, it could be Broly's kid. Yeah, or grandkid or some shit. Unless it's a created character. Like I said, it's an alternate universe. We gonna see. I just pray, and the only reason I'm kind of paying attention, okay, full reveals in April. The only reason I'm paying attention to this one, new character, new world, I'm just praying it's not Sparking 02. No Xenoverse, no Arena 3D Fighters. Can we get like a Dragon Ball Scarlet Nexus type of game, like a proper action adventure RPG, a Dragon Ball MMO maybe? Like I'll take anything. I'll take Dance Dance Revolution Dragon Ball before there's fucking another Arena Fighter. I'm joking about the Dance Dance shit. Not really, but maybe. Just anything. Anything. Yeah, Legacy of Goku 4 or something. Anything, man. Custom character. I mean, I just hope it's something creative. Shit, I'll take a Dragon Ball dungeon crawler like Diablo 4, but with dragon characters, and you do raids against other. Like, imagine doing raids with all your friends created Saiyans, and you take on that Supercell from the movie, the last Dragon Ball movie or something. Like, I'll take that. Like, can we do something else besides fucking? And no MOBAs, no MOBAs. You guys already did a MOBA. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's go ahead. No MOBAs either. We don't want to do lanes. We don't want to kill millions. We don't do that. No, thank you. Dragon Ball 3D platform. A Dragon Ball platformer can't work because them niggas can fly. That literally, that literally cannot work. Shit. And a Dragon Ball Souls like doesn't work either because the characters are too powerful. Like that gameplay would just piss people off. Like nobody wants to dodge roll when you got superpowers and shit. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be like the recent stuff they've been putting out. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm keeping my eye on this one. I don't care about that DLC, but I'm excited about the show. And I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm excited about this, but I am keeping an eye on it. I'm rooting for it. Please, for the love of God, make this game good. Because anime fans, you guys deserve better. You guys deserve better than to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero at 12 frames per second on the Switch too, okay? New Goku, though. New Bardock. Last article. The UK courts rule stealing RuneScape gold is criminal theft in a case that could have wider repercussions for the video game industry. Y'all backdooring niggas in fucking RuneScape? Let me find out. A UK court has ruled that the unauthorized stealing of in-game currency can be legally classified as criminal theft. Hey, nigga, get your hands off my digital items. From former Jagex developer Andrew Lakeman was charged with allegedly stealing 705 billion gold from almost 70 RuneScape players with real-world value of over £500,000, equivalent to around 750,000. He then sold this currency online for Bitcoin. Although Lakeman had access to player accounts in his position at Jagex as a content developer, he allegedly accessed them by hacking or using credentials of members of the account recovery team. In all, 68 players allegedly lost gold to Lakeman starting around 2018. So he uses admin privileges to hack people's, not even hack people's account, he literally backdoored them. What the fuck? Here comes the science bit. The defendant's defense claimed that the in-game currency could not be classified as property under the definition of the UK's Theft Act, and initially the court agreed, concluding that as RuneScape's gold is not real or pure information or knowledge as it's legally defined, it could not technically be stealable. The judge at the time also deemed RuneScape's supply of gold as being infinite, as it wasn't rivalrous, given that having a piece of gold doesn't deprive any other player of getting gold too. That's bullshit, because all money is fake too. I don't know if you guys know, but when it comes to fiat cash, whether it's a dollar, yen, or a peso, the only reason it holds value is because we as a society all looked at that piece of paper and said, that's worth $5. But if we all agreed, that's high key the solution if you want to bring down the prices of Pokemon cards. Stop caring about the shit. So saying that like, oh, it doesn't hold any real value, I'd argue money as a whole doesn't hold any real value. The Court of Appeal, however, disagreed, and last week handed down a judgment while explaining its reasoning. Like in Fallout, the reason they trade bottle caps is because society, for some reason in Fallout, agreed bottle caps was worth money, not paper. We differ from the judge in his reasoning for reaching the contrary conclusion of rivalrous. You can print money, it'll cause inflation, but you can print money infinitely. So what he's saying is bullshit. The two reasons which the judge gave in his ruling do not, with respect, bear analysis. Judge Popewell wrote, the first was that one gold piece is like any other and their supply is infinite. This does not, however, distinguish them from many other forms of rivalrous property. One paper clip from a given manufacturer is like any other, and the manufacturer and supply of them is infinite. In this sense, that is not capped at any finite number. Yet each paper clip constitutes property. The same is equally true for gold pieces. I feel like this is going to be interesting because then, right now, at least in the United States, I know in New York it's regulated, but in the United States on a federal level, they're trying to push through bills to regulate crypto. Specifically, I think it's the Clarity Act, which will basically define what exactly is crypto, which that's a digital asset, right? My question becomes then, well, if somebody steals right now, if somebody steals your crypto, you're fucked. If the Clarity Act passes and it's regulated, does that protect people who have digital currency in video games? Not digital currency that you just earn and you use like on rewards and stuff like that, but like currency that's worth real world money in comparison, basically. Kind of like how it said like 750,000 is worth, the gold is worth that much in the real world. If there is an actual trade-off value and there's an actual market in a video game, I'm curious if like that well, no, because it's specifically for crypto, but I feel like there's an argument there to be made. I'm like, what's the fucking difference? I don't know. Like the CSGO market would be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The CSGO market, would it not be protected? I feel like there's an argument there because the crypto ain't nothing but zeros and ones too. What's the difference? This digital gold in a video game is zeros and ones. Is just being kind of disrespected because it's a video game. 2K is screwed if so. Wow, coins are legit crypto. Well, not now, but like they're trying to push bills to this shit. I think we should keep our eye on this story. This one is interesting. Because I do think it's kind of fucked up if you have hundreds of thousands. First of all, why do you have so much money in your account? When you start making a certain amount of money, chat, you should open up multiple accounts. That way, if one account gets fucked up, you got money in another one. Just giving you some financial advice. You shouldn't. There's a reason why bank accounts are only insured up to, I think, a $250,000 or whatever. You playing risk with your account when you go past that. So why did they have so much money? I don't know. Protect your assets. Keep your eye on this story. I thought this was interesting. If you could pay real USD for a virtual currency, then it should be considered a real currency. Nice shit. Yep, I only keep like 3K in a checking account. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I've always wondered how that works too, like being like the banking insurance, because I'm like, legally on paper it says your bank account is insured up to a $250,000, right? But let's say society collapses tomorrow. Who's gonna pay me back my $250,000? Like, has anybody, like, let's say I have $1 million in there and in my head I'm thinking, well, at least I'll get $250,000 back because I'm insured. Who's paying that back? Has anybody ever thought about that? I feel like even bank insurance is bullshit. Like, the society collapses tomorrow. Like, what does it matter? Like,